We're at the point of adding the finishing touches on our model. We want to convert this smooth mesh preview to actual raw polygons. In order to do that effectively, we want to pre-visualize the level of detail. Select the object, go into its attributes, Control A. In the Mesh Shape node under Smooth Mesh, once again, Preview Division Levels. Let's try it at the default of 2. Turn on Display Subdivisions. And I think this is a pretty low level of detail. We can probably increase it. Turn Display off again, turn it up to 3, and then turn Display on once again. I think that's more appropriate. It's going to give us more to work with. Very good. Now that we know what that level of detail is going to be, we can turn Display back off again. And now we're going to actually convert the object. It's currently a low fidelity polygon mesh. Press the 1 key and we can see that once again. The original mesh is only a control mechanism to generate the surface. Go back into the 3 mode. And we'll convert this into a polygon mesh at the level of detail that we saw a moment ago. In the menus, choose Modify, Convert, Smooth Mesh Preview to Polygons. What this convert command does is it turns Smooth Mesh Preview off, but then adds a node into the construction history that does the same thing. And that's called the Polysmooth Face node. You can see it here. Click on that and you'll see Divisions is set to 3. And now we can turn that up or down. I can set that to 2 and whatever. I'll set it back up to 3. I don't recommend you take it up past 3. At the setting of 4 or higher, it may bog down your system. Now this is actually non-destructive, as you can see. We can change the level of detail by adjusting this input node. In order to fully bake this object out to a polygon mesh, we now need to delete the construction history, and that will bake this level of detail in permanently. Edit, Delete by Type History. And now you'll see we don't have any more input nodes. At this point, we have a raw mesh object that we can make fine level adjustments to. For example, we may want to clean up these pole areas that we see here. Right-click and go into Vertex Component mode. And we want to do this with Symmetry turned on. As you can see, I've got it turned on. So if you don't, once again, double-click on your Move tool. Symmetry set to Object. And I can move this around a little bit in order to soften up that corner. Likewise in the front here, got a pole. Great, we can check the rest of our model, make sure it's clean. Level of detail is commensurate to the nearby objects. We do have a hole in the mesh up at the front if we're really concerned about that. We can add an object to the end of that. Maybe we just want to close it off. We can select the object and go into Mesh, Fill Hole, and that will fill the hole there. If there are other holes, however, it will fill them too. So if we go around to the back and investigate, the back has been filled as well. Doesn't really matter, it's not really causing any problems. Just wanted to point out that it was happening. We'll hit Z to undo that. The Fill Hole command is kind of an important one, so after doing it, you'll want to delete the history again. Select and edit Delete by Type History. Finally, we're ready to extract the canopy. One easy way to do that is to select with the Paint Selection mode. Selecting in the perspective view, we probably want to have a medium-sized brush. Hold down B and drag left to right to set your brush size. And then go into Face Component mode, right-click and choose Face, and we can select Faces. Grow that selection with Shift period. Our original boundary or ISO line was here, and we can use that if we want, but we don't have to. In other words, I could cut it at some other location other than at that pole. To subtract from a selection, hold down Control. And to add, you don't have to hold down any keys at all. You can go into the tool settings, double click. And one thing I do like to do is go into Display and turn on Draw Brush while painting. It makes it easier for me to tell what I'm selecting. Great, so I've got a nice clean selection made there. Check it from all angles. And then go into the menus and choose Mesh, Extract. If you go into the options, you'll see Separate Extracted Faces. That just means make it a separate object. Click Extract. Great, now we've got two separate objects that blend seamlessly with one another. Make sure you're in object mode, and we can turn symmetry back off again. Double click, turn symmetry off, and then just name everything. This will be the jet canopy, jet fuselage, and in the back we have jet exhaust. Delete all construction history. Go to Edit, delete all by type, and choose History. That's a very powerful command. It'll delete construction history on the entire scene. Excellent. We can drop some temporary materials on. Right-click and assign new material. We'll make it a blend. Call it Canopy Blend. Make it black. Or dark anyway. Increase the specular color and play around with eccentricity and roll-off. Fuselage, select it, right-click, and once again assign new material. Make it blend. Call it Fuselage Blend. Once again, increase its specular color. Brighten that up. Play with the eccentricity and roll-off. We can turn off Wireframe on Shaded up here in the panel toolbar. Turn that off. And once again, adjust. Of course, add a material to the exhaust part as well if we want. Assign new material. Blend. Make it darker. Call it Exhaust Blend. We can look at this in different renderers here. Viewport 2.0. Admire that. Very good. We've completed our lesson in subdivision surfaces. I hope we've enjoyed this. If you want to learn more, keep checking at digitalartsguild.com. And if you want to delve deeper, I recommend getting a subscription to lynda.com, where we're able to cover more in depth and go over more of the Maya interface. Thanks for watching.